Yo, welcome back. Another video. I predicted the end of IRL streaming from Omizi. I remember he did say something about it for sure, but we're gonna see what he's talking about. Like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the other videos on the channel, and let's do it.
I see a shift that says I want to get back in tune with my community and build my true and authentic self with a group of true and authentic people. After an IRL streaming boom that would most certainly build a bunch of content creators' careers off of its shenanigans, nonsense, and tomfoolery, but also birthed some of the worst, and I do mean worst, content creators out there on the planet, I made a prediction 5 months ago that streaming would get back to its natural roots. Desktop, chat, gaming, creators just hanging out and growing a community from the comfort of their desktops. And it seems as though some of the biggest creators in the game are doing just that. But streaming isn't going backwards. Creators have taken their years of experience creating the biggest and most massive events IRL and bringing all of that newfound knowledge back to their desktop where it all started. And I think that there's a reason why, and I believe that this is way more sustainable than any sort of IRL content creator could have ever imagined. If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's gonna go a long way for the channel. The train to 200K is right there. Are you gonna get on? Are you gonna not get on? Are you gonna play around? If you're gonna play around, you need to go ahead and just walk away. Walk away right now. Now, back into the video. iShowSpeed is one of the biggest streamers and content creators in the world, and he didn't do that by sitting at a desktop. In fact, he did the opposite. He picked up his camera, put on a backpack, and decided that he was going to go around the world and
Damn, they look just alike. Who was that, bro? What the hell, bro? All right, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, bro. I mean, that's just how it is, though. Like, IRL streaming was so big, and then on top of just being a really like a really big trend, you also had so many people doing crazy things, like everyone going on these trips and whatever, like him going to different countries and experiencing that. Like, it's only so much you can like do at that point. Like, everyone's already doing everything in IRL streaming. And then, like, of course, going out and talking to girls or whatever, partying, that gets overplayed too. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that too, it's like, damn, they're doing all these crazy things, and what am I doing? Walking down the street with my camera. Like, it's only so much you can do, bro. Like, for real, it's only so much you can do. But when it comes to desktop, like, bro, your community's gonna love you regardless. Like, that's what they turn on their phone or their TV or their computer to come see you. So I don't know why people like strived away from it so much, because it's all like they're always gonna go back to it. They were always like, look at someone like Bruce that doesn't go out. They were always gonna go. Someone like your Rage, whoever, like, they were always gonna go back to that because that's the core of their fan base. An IRL stream or IRL streaming should it's not, what's the word? It's not something that builds a community. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that you do on the side of your streaming or your desktop streaming, or you being at a computer, or you sitting at the table and building with your community. It's just something like a side project. It's like, oh, every now and then I'll do IRL streams, but you're not gonna really do them consecutively over and over and over, because then it just gets played out.
Cultivate an audience that would love him from this hemisphere to that hemisphere. He went to sporting events, he ran through different cities, he
was at the World Cup.
A bunch of celebrities along the way. And while he did create some chaos along his journey, he also spread his global influence. Similar to Kai Cenat, he's had his similar escalation in his own way, whether it be the celebrity streams, whether it be the mafia-thons, whether it be the streamer universities. Kai Cenat has put on arguably the hugest productions in the streaming industry. Just last month, Streamer University generated 56.79 million hours watched across his broadcast and 1.45 million viewers. And once I heard that the two were doing a collaboration / joint stream, I just knew that there was going to be some sort of big and huge endeavor attached to it. Think about it. iShowSpeed just came out of his World Cup tour where he was going around for these different cities, seeing all of these different games, spreading his international influence even while he was in the States. And Kai Cenat just came off of Stream University, the biggest streaming event of the year. But boy, did it come to my surprise in the initial that it didn't require all that production. It just required two guys, two computers, two cameras, their chats.
And I think that's what they're realizing too. Like, they don't have to do all that. Like, they can if they do something different or whatever, but that it shouldn't be the expected norm. Like, they don't have to do all that to get these views. They don't have to spend all that money. Like, they really could just be chilling, doing their own thing. Like, look at Kai. Like, Kai did not have to do all that. He had crazy streams that he had before with different celebrities or other things, or just with AMP that did numbers as well. Like, they never had to do all that. You know what I'm saying? Like that should not be the norm of IRL streaming. I think it's just played out, and the norm for it is so high that now people just want to go back to what they're doing now or what they were doing before, which is desktop
in
streaming.
like an 8-bit Minecraft game.
You know, but we still have to beat every boss on hardcore. Exactly. Once it gets to the 10-day period, everything starts over. Even if we already did kill the boss.
A Minecraft stream. That doesn't align with anything that these two have been doing recently. I mean, there's nothing inherently big about Minecraft. Granted, the stakes were high.
It's because it's like when you do something so big and then the next, it's the one-up culture. Then you got to do another one that's so big as well. And then another one. Then it just looks crazy. You know what I mean? It's just like, damn, like now at this point, it's not even becoming content. It's not even fun to them anymore.
The scenes, and by behind the scenes, I mean like background production, did look good. It did look beautiful. But an 8-bit game for two of the biggest streamers in the world would be a backward step in production. But I'm not gonna lie, for all 121 hours that these two played, it was some of the most entertaining content that I have seen in a long time.
One more! Get up! Yeah! Yeah! Oh my God! Say what lie we did that, bro. I told y'all, bro. My mama saw it.
But this is what we meant 5 months ago on this channel when we said that streamers will return back to their desktop.
What
it's
is
not
Speed
because
doing?
IRL is no longer working, because it clearly is still working. And that does come with the asterisk that we'll get into a little bit later. But if you look at some of the biggest content creators in the space right now, I'm seeing this trend
that boy Speed buff.
A lot of them are sitting back in front of their desktops. Look at Senna, who has turned her home desktop into this base as she prepares for a month-long streaming saga. Hell, streamers Your Rage and Extra Emily sat down for an elite Call of Duty session that lasted like a week. It was something long, but it was something entertaining as well. Pause. And then you have the traditional desktop streamers that are still proving that there's some viability to desktop streaming as a whole. Streamer Jinxie has been building some of the biggest creator events, all while never leaving the comfort of his seat. And it's yielding good results.
I've been streaming since 2019. I've never in my life seen 7,000 subs in like 8 minutes. I broke my record by a mile.
Breaking a record without having to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on big budget.
And what's crazy is, since he don't have to do all that crazy budget, they actually keep and make a lot more money. Because when you spending that much money, I guarantee you the payout is not that much. Because it's covering all those expenses. You know what I'm saying? So like, bro, and that's the whole plan anyway. Like, why don't you just sit there and not saying you can't do IRL streaming or these other extravagant things, but it shouldn't be the norm. Because then it takes the fun out of it. And then when they return to the desktop streaming or desktop streaming, it's a refreshing thing because it's something that they love to do, something that, you know what I mean, they haven't done in a long time. You know what I mean?
Productions and going out there being annoying to the unsuspecting is a big
and it's draining too, bro.
But ultimately the desktop is starting to feel important again. Now I want to make it clear, I feel like some people may misinterpret this as desktop streams equal low effort, dumbed down versions of streams, and the IRL streams are these high quality, high effort.
No, because a lot of those streams, even a lot of those streams and IRL, they're just walking around and they're causing a scene or messing with people. Like that is low energy too. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about low energy. Like, y'all not really doing anything. You're not doing anything but being a menace to society. And sure, it's good for clicks and views, but nobody's going to want to watch it all the time, bro. Especially if you're just trying to chill and relax, maybe, you know what I'm saying, eat your food or whatever and turn something on. Bro, I don't want to see all that. You know what I'm saying?
But these are not the same desktop streams that your grandfather or your older brother is used to. These are still great productions. When people think of desktop streams, they ultimately think of like low effort. Hey, I'm sitting with my chat, pulling up a video that my audience has probably watched or sent to me. I'm just doing some sort of like low effort reaction. Or even if I am hanging out with other creators, it's in a Discord call and we're just doing some play now, 2K, just firing up a game and hanging out with the bros. But now
what's wrong with that?
That is
and
not the
what
case.
is wrong with that though?
The best example of this is Jinxie, who is putting on these massive tournaments, these massive gaming expeditions with some of the biggest creators around the world, almost feeling like this esports event that nobody has to leave their house in order to participate in. His last league tournament brought together 40 creators from different sides of the internet, all spanning different parts of the world. And again, nobody had to come and be in person in order for this to take place. No big overhead, no big productions. Different personalities, unique talents, different POVs, different communities. It gave the competition, it gave the arguments, it gave people a reason to watch. While the game does give something for people to do, the creators still are the ones that provide the content, and I ultimately think that's why this worked. Same thing with the Kai Cenat and Speed Minecraft tournament. Sure, Minecraft is the shared game in and of itself, but when you combine iShow, Speed, and Kai Cenat, hell, they could be doing woodworking and people would find it entertaining. And the same goes for your Rage and Emily. You don't need professional players to make these gaming excursions work. As long as you have two big and bold personalities, the content creator of it all, then ultimately people will find this to be enjoyable. This is where I think a lot of the IRL streamers and content creators that came up last year and maybe even the year before that got it all wrong. They didn't understand, or at least underestimated, the value of the creator and what they bring to the table. They thought the big event of it all, the surrounding effects of it all, were the real draw. But
And that's true too. Like, bro, nobody would be watching these or doing all these if it wasn't for the creators. Like, who cares about the big events that they do? Because nobody would be watching it if it wasn't for the creators itself. Like, they're coming to see that person. They don't care what that person's doing. They just want to see that person interact or do whatever they do. Like, that's okay. That is cool. That is perfectly fine. That's something that you should do.
Being proven in 2026 is that it's the creator that brings all of the great things to the table. The creator is the one that amplifies.
Exactly. The event is just the event itself. The event's by itself. If there's no one, or they're not being there, or they're not doing whatever they're doing, the event is just going to be there. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to attract no one. But they're the ones that make the event. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's the whole point. That's the whole purpose of having a community that rocks with you.
What's supposed to be going on. And in fact, I saw a big movement in the past couple years where the creator didn't even try anymore. They just let the IRL event of it all kind of take the front and center of it. But I don't think that that's great for building like a long-lasting audience, more so for building clips and getting these viral moments together. But I especially think if we're talking about building and growing and connecting to a community, not saying it's the end-all be-all, but what you can create and do from behind your desktop and in your own comfort of your own home is something that is invaluable.
True.
That's exactly what I see when I look at a creator like Senna. She's doing another version of the creator desktop revolution. Instead of constantly traveling to find the content and find these other creators to do these collaborations surrounding these big things with, she's actually bringing people into her own environment, proving that it's not the outside that makes the event. It's really us as creators and what we can do behind the camera.
Did you hear the good news?
What's the good news?
The Blue Jays might make the wild card.
The Blue Jays?
The Blue Jays going crazy right now.
Who are the Blue Jays?
Don't fucking piss me off.
Who the fuck are the Blue Jays?
The fucking Blue. Do you know who the Dodgers are?
Yeah.
That makes me sick to my fucking stomach, fam. What do you mean?
Damn, bro, stop cussing so much. Damn. Agent.
You know who the Dodgers are? You don't know who the fuck the Blue Jays are, man. Fuck the Dodgers.
Come on.
The Dodgers are nice, though.
Please.
No longer is the event centralized in these streams. It's about the chat, it's about the community, it's about the interaction. When you're sitting at the desktop, the relationship seems so natural and clear to see. You got your streamer talking to the chat, chat talks to the streamer. It's as simple as that. And that's the basics and foundation of what desktop streaming is. I don't think that desktop streaming came back because all of a sudden people are having this nostalgic moment. I think it came back because streamers are figuring out ways to make it bigger and better than ever without sacrificing or losing what made the streams work in the first place. And if this continues, then you might see a big shift in how streamers go about making content going forward. The comeback isn't just streamers sitting down and playing video games for hours on end. Now that streamers have put this IRL component to its limits, they are now asking themselves, how can I do this at home? And it's creating some of the greatest content in the world. Creators are now building bigger and greater ideas around their desktop. Streamer Erase just ran Cobbleverse, which is this 100-hour Pokemon, Minecraft, they call it Cobblemon, hodgepodge.
Bro, what are these games, bro? I'm like, fam, I'm only 21, but like, damn, bro, these games are blowing me. Like, I don't know what none of these. I know what Minecraft is, but I didn't know Minecraft goes this deep. Like, this bag is crazy. What is this? What is this?
that lasted nearly a week. 100 streamers, hours of content,
Damn.
great fun to be had for everybody around. And Jinxie is pretty much doing the same exact thing. He's hosting these tournaments that are connecting streamers and content creators from around the world for these big, massive events that are getting branded, sponsored. It's bringing the competitiveness. It's bringing all of the great things that we like about streaming and content creation and gaming all in one. And the beauty of it is that nobody has to leave their house. And that's the bigger shift here. And I want to break down something that a lot of people aren't really addressing. Look, the truth is that streaming in reality actually built its foundation on the IRL aspect of it all. When we think about Justin TV, which is what Twitch was called before it was actually called Twitch, the creator of the app, Justin, was somebody who was just streaming their everyday life. But when you fast forward to 2024 and 2025 and see all of the endeavors that people have been putting onto streams these days, it's taken a turn for what some people may say is the worst. The costs are getting extraordinary from the streaming.
But they don't have to do that. I just think it's just the norm. Like, it's just a norm that is just so big that they're just like, damn, what can I do? What can I do? And especially when you got smaller creators too that like don't have the funds or the connections or the necessities to even get to that point. It's like, damn, like what should I do? I need to do something crazy. And then that's when they start doing all these like click views, like where they start messing with people and rage baiting and all this and everything. And it gets to a point where it's like, that's not, they don't have to do that. It's doing more destruction than good for them and their community. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you don't have to do that. And I think that's what everybody's realizing. Like they don't have to do these crazy big things all the time. They can go back to how it was before, and they can still on the side, you know, do the things that they want to do on the side. And of course, like when it comes to their creative mind and their content, but it shouldn't be the norm that you have to host these big, like grand events.
Backpacks to the cameras to the setups, all of these different things. Then when you factor in the other production aspects and elements of it all, I'm talking about getting the place and space put together, getting the cast and stuff that are needed in order to do these things. Then when you factor in the name when it comes to IRL streaming, there's a certain connotation that is following IRL streaming, similar to being a content creator of itself or being a podcaster. I'm gonna let you guys know that if you let somebody know that you're a podcaster and that's your form of content creation, there's a bad connotation that is involved with it.
There definitely is.
With IRL streaming. If you let somebody know you're an IRL streamer, I mean,
they look at you a certain way.
We're going to think that you're somebody who's closely connected to streaming platforms like Kick, and you go out there and you are a nuisance streamer. And you're tied to the low effort content of it all. We've seen people over these past couple of years just prop up streams, say they're going outside and live IRL, and that's also like just low effort content. They're not really doing anything. I'm saying all this to say is that IRL content for the past couple of years has had its peaks and its highs. You did have content creators and streamers who were putting on big endeavors that were beautiful and they were fun experiences. But I think if you look at the bigger picture, a lot of it was not fruitful. It was very, very costly. The connotations of an IRL streamer has gotten out there. We're seeing content creators left, right, and sideways getting dinged for having IRL streams, whether it be with dealing with fees with Airbnb, police, all these other things. It's really not a good look in the space because at the end of the day, there's this lack of connection that you're having with your chat, you're having with your community. You're not really building.
It's like so much is going on outside and everything else you're doing that you're trying to pay attention of, you're not really connecting with your chat or your community. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, they don't have to do these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, and who doesn't like sparking up, you know what I mean, a video or a stream and just eating or like just chilling and relaxing after work or whatever. Like, bro, that's easy. That's light. That's what people want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the whole thing where it's just like they're just there to see you. That's the thing. And that's how it should be. It shouldn't be always like to one up something else, one up something. Because then when those big events do happen, it's just like, oh, it's another event. Like it doesn't, those events don't feel as big as they should be or have the impact that they should be or should have because it's the norm. It's the norm for them.
You're more so chasing a viral moment. After all, that is a part of the foundation of a good, healthy streamer is that they have a good, healthy fan base that is committed to watching their content, whether it be the big streams or whether it be them just talking to a Discord server. You need that fan base and that community, but if you're not cultivating that because you're outside doing workout videos with women, ultimately you probably won't be successful. Just 5 months ago, we predicted that this was going to be reality on this channel, and it seems as though it is here today. People want the authenticity. People want the real. People don't want the gimmicks associated associated with the IRL streaming of it all. And I think as we get more and more down the rabbit hole, peeling back the curtain of what IRL streaming is, it's a lot of fake, it's a lot of hired, it's a lot of overproduced, it's a lot of lack of value. And I think that we will see a lot more content creators run to the desktops and have real marathon streams, high produced streams while they are at the desktop. I'm not saying that it wasn't fruitful for these creators to go out there and do their IRL stuff. All the production stuff that they learned, all of the content creation goodness that they learned while being outside, they are now bringing it into their homes. And for what it's worth, it is making for better produced content. No longer are they just doing these solo endeavors when it comes to
and they're enjoying the content. They don't have to leave home. Cost them less, they save more money. See, that's what you're talking about. That's how it's supposed to be. But anyway, that's the end of the video. Like, comment, subscribe, check out the other videos on the channel. Let me know what y'all think about it. Y'all be safe, y'all be easy, y'all be smooth. I appreciate y'all.